I think maybe an example would be in vocational discernment. So in vocational discernment, as I shared earlier, I really loved and sensed that God might be calling me to be a priest when I was probably third or fourth grade. And yet I had all these human desires. I want to be married. I want to have a family. I want to be a farmer, right? Then I want to be a fireman. I want to be all kinds of things, right? We go through those things. What do I want? What do I want? What do I want? So it's that human struggle between what I want and what God wants. And so in my own discernment, there were ups and downs. There were valleys and peaks. It was really hard for me to give myself unconditionally to the Lord, just trusting that He would provide for everything and that I would be completely fulfilled by just trusting His plan of vocation for my life. Because I really believed for a period of time in my life that I would never be fully fulfilled without being a biological father. And I remember the priest I was talking about, my childhood pastor, who said to me once, and I, as whatever age I was at, I was like, I don't think he understands, but actually he did. He said, the great thing about being a priest is you have many spiritual children. And I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking to myself, but Father, you don't understand. It was only after I was ordained in my first assignments, so within my first 3 years as a priest, one day I was coming in off the playground after lunch with the school kids, and I realized I was completely fulfilled. And I realized He was right. The Father's faithfulness that He would fulfill my heart. In a way, even through the ordination, I was asked to have faith and to trust Him, that I would be completely fulfilled. So that would be an example. But I'd also say, just kind of backing up before then, when I was struggling with my vocation, it's like I wanted to go off and do things on my own. I wanted to have my own career. I wanted to have my own house. I wanted to have all these things. And so God allowed me to take that journey for a period of time in my life, and then to realize that that led to a lot of dead ends. Because I was made for a love that's a vocational love to priesthood. But I had to go through that journey. I had to hit those walls. I had to see that this was a dead end before I was ready to say yes. And so the Lord allowed me to do that because I needed the conversion and I needed maturity. So in those early years after college, for example, until I got to the point where I really believe as I look back, He realized I was now disposed to either vocation, marriage or priesthood. And He knew just the right moment for that particular actual grace, which I remember very, very clearly. At my house, on the porch, in my little rocking chair, iron rod rocking chair, which I love to rock, watching the sunset go down, and the grace came to me, I want you to be a priest. And I knew this was the divine call being confirmed in my heart. And it was that moment that I actually experienced that pivot shift from all the things that I thought were going to make me happy, having the home, weekends off, the company car, possibility of marriage. Well, I realized I had discerned those things. They hadn't fulfilled the heart. Where now, it fulfilled the heart because this is what I was created for. I was created for a charity that related to my vocation, which is a universal love of charity. Not the particular love of a particular spouse, particular children, and the vocation of marriage. But I had to go through that journey and grow in charity, a love of God, and be willing to surrender the other things. But it was all His grace that got me there.